Hi, I think you're on mute.
That's better. I was saying hello.
Hello.
I said,
Hey,
how are you?
Marjorie.
Hey, Marjorie.
Is this better? Now you can hear me? How is everybody?
Well, it's cold here in Vancouver, so I'm trying to stay warm.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
cold sounds good.
that's not good.
What
In
is it
June?
hot where you are, April? Where are you?
I'm in DC. It's hot.
You're in where?
DC,
Oh,
Washington, DC.
DC. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Well, I'm jealous today. Uh,
Well, it was only 80 today because we
oh,
were partly cloudy, but it's been
okay.
97, 98 on sunny days.
Okay, that's a little hot, Marjorie. I don't know if
Oh,
I
it's
could do
good
that
heat
hot.
though.
You have to like hot weather. Some people like 98.
Oh, it's good.
Too hot
Good.
for me.
Good for your body. No, not that
Okay.
much. Yeah, especially if you
Okay.
got a pool. You just stay in the pool
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a pool, I don't have
or
one.
the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So how you doing otherwise, April?
I'm beat. I'm dragging myself to the call. I'm really tired.
Mm. Well, that's to be expected. It's a holiday weekend,
Yep.
so it's a lot
That
of
looks like a nice cool
festivities
drink.
and plus a lot of solar flares. Mm-hmm. Mm. And here's Patty.
Hey, Patty.
hey, Patty.
Well, I think somebody's kind of late or not.
2 minutes.
Oh no.
2 minutes after.
Uh, not like him.
No, it isn't.
Maybe restroom break.
Well, Danny put that the call's on now at 6. It says 10.
You must really be comfortable with each other because we can just sit quietly. Nobody's like chattering. I think that's great.
No,
Or we're just too tired to talk. I don't know.
Hello.
probably too tired to talk.
Hello,
Hi,
Sherlock.
Sherlock. Hi, Sherlock.
Hi.
Sherlock,
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
happy Memorial Day. Thank you for your service, whoever, if we have any service members in the group.
I think
No,
Patty raised her hand.
So how you doing, Sherlock? Did you pass the exam?
I didn't. I had. It was interrupted. I didn't take it. I had a little interruption, so I'm
Oh,
still pausing and I pause. I just got a nice
okay.
new apartment. Finally I got a nice apartment. Just moving
Oh,
Yay.
in.
congratulations.
I got the best apartment since I've been in this country. Feels like a home, affordable and delightful. All the amenities.
Hmm.
Yeah. hmm So yeah.
Congratulations.
Who's this,
Congrats.
who's this lady? I don't know this person. My name is Sherlock, ma'am. What's your name?
April.
April. I've never met you before.
Um, I've seen your name in the chat.
I've seen April too. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him before.
Nice meeting you, Charlotte.
Yeah. Where's May from?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
When I think about April, I think about May.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from DC.
Okay. I'm a Jamaican man.
I have a very good friend from Jamaica. She's
Okay.
always telling me stories about Jamaica.
Have you been? You've never been to Jamaica?
Nope, I've never been.
I see. So is Dan coming in scholar? What's the story here?
I'm not sure. Has
It's supposed
anybody
to be
reached,
Dan.
has anybody reached out to him? I
Bill,
guess we could,
that's probably a good idea.
But you know how it is over there, the electricity goes out.
Yeah.
he's in Colombia, right? Let's see. Well, Daniela's saying the call is now.
Yeah.
Daniela. Dan isn't here. Is everything okay?
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Ah, there he is. I was just about
Yes. Now we
to send an
I'm sorry, I had a
SOS.
little trouble with it's raining over here and the internet. So I hope you guys can hear me for forever.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
we can
it's
hear
good.
you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to put my video on, but if I start getting problems, I'll take it off.
Okay,
Is that okay?
that's
All
fine.
right. Let me see. All right. You guys see me now?
Yes.
Can you see us, Dan?
Yes, all these beautiful faces.
Yeah.
I'm so excited today. I apologize. I want to clear up my integrity for being late on the call. I was just telling my staff that reasons are just reasons and they should never stop you. One of the people on this other learning experience that God wanted me to experience it. She was late, but her phone died. When she didn't call, she didn't say anything. She was late. And I said, just because your battery died is not it's a reason, but you're still late. And it doesn't excuse anything because at the end of the day, you're still late. So whether it's raining or not, it's just a reason. And you have to be reasonable and unreasonable to make it. No matter what your reasons are, you got to keep going forward, no matter what reason comes to you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Keep
It looks
going
like you
forward.
guys were frozen on my end. Okay, great. All right, so let's have some people introduce themselves. It's great practice. You introduce yourself, what you do, what you're out to do in the world, just like a 20-second introduction. Your name, where you are, and what you're up to. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Marjorie?
first. Oh,
Oh,
Oh, go
Kathy,
ahead.
you go ahead, Kathy.
okay. So hi, everyone. Kathy Wehage from Vancouver, Canada. And I'm a business planning strategist building a community to help small to medium businesses grow and learn from each other and share clients.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Small business owners. All right. Who's next?
I'll go. Hi, my name is Marjorie Lara. I am a retired police officer living in the Dominican Republic. I love astrology. I would love to teach you what your astrology speaks about you, your strengths, your weaknesses, so I can help you get rid of all the trauma and make room for all the new blessings coming in.
I love it. Thank you. Who's next?
It's gonna be one of us. April not here, so it must be me, then, right? It's gotta be me. My name is Sherlock Graham Haynes. I'm a Jamaican man, and I'm confronted as to what it is that I do because I'm still becoming. I'm not quite clear how I want to put it, what I'm offering in the world. I really gained a lot from the conversation with the training from Crystal last time, and I'm putting together a package to help people understand and know who they are as human beings having a spiritual experience. But I also would like to become more narrow, focused on what it is that I want to do from a monetary point of view. So I'm still in the process, but I'm a willing person, willing to learn, and I'd like to be a part of the community to make any kind of contribution.
Awesome. And you are definitely in the right place because we're going to have a really juicy conversation today. And you are going to kind of have a sense if you're on your purpose and the stuff that you're headed toward and the stuff that you tried and you're not sure. So make sure that you write these 9 points down because that will be a measuring stick to say, okay, I'm on my purpose or this really isn't my purpose. And so I'm excited about that. Okay, who wants to go next? April?
Hi, my name is April, and I live in Washington, D.C. I coach women. I've coached a couple guys, but mostly women, and they usually come to me because they're in the midst of some kind of transition, moving to a new job, getting rid of a husband, becoming a new mom. So I don't like to put labels on myself, but I think it's easier for people to understand. I just help people make transformations.
Yay. Thank you for that. Thank you for coaching women because I'm more likely to work with, be friends with, and marry women. So thank you for coaching them. All right, Patty.
Hi, I'm Patty Akers and I live in Oregon State. And I am a personal result coach, and I've been doing that for over 27 years. And I help people create outcomes, design an action plan to have outcomes in the matters that are important to them.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And I just want to mention that Patty's definitely a embodiment of what I was saying about reasons not stopping you. Reasons, just reasons. And Patty is she came in the community almost 3 years ago or 3 years ago, 2022, 21, something like that. And reasons have not stopped her no matter what. She's like, I'm coaching right from my bed. It doesn't matter what happens. Broke her leg. She's in the facility, can't move, can't nothing. She's getting on these calls. She's coaching. Reasons are just reasons, and it's beautiful. When you guys get a chance, if you get a chance to have a one-on-one conversation with Patty, I highly encourage it because she's very good at just say, don't make, not letting anything stop you. It is what it is, and just keep going. Just a reason. Beautiful.
And
okay,
it's also the integrity of, like right now I'm in bed with my feet up so that I'm supporting the edema in my legs being not growing, basically. So literally not going past the reasons, but really like being in integrity with my well-being.
Got it. I love it. All right, cool. Who's next? I think Wilbur. Miss Presley hasn't gone. I don't know if you can talk.
Hey, I'm just enjoying the Memorial Day. Didn't have to work.
Cool. Is that it, Roberto?
Yeah, I think I'm trying just to enjoy the day. I'm doing some events in my place to start some gatherings, but so far I'm enjoying my free day, my Memorial holiday.
Got it. Thank you for being here. Are you as kind of like Sherlock, not clear on 100% unaware on what you do, or are you clear on it?
I am not 100% sure of how, but I know where. So I'm just figure out as we go, as I go, I can figure out the how. But right now is just understanding that there is a goal. I'm gonna get there, no matter how.
Love it. Okay, cool. Keep showing up like you've been showing up, and the answers will come. I promise you that.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
we got
much.
one more person. Yes, Miss Presley, are you able to talk?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Aisha. You keep calling me Miss Presley because you forgot how to pronounce my first name, right?
Not necessarily.
All right.
I didn't want to say it wrong. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry. But Miss Presley's okay. Can I call you Miss Presley? Is that okay?
That's too, I'm called Miss Presley in karate class, and I'm in karate 5 days a week. So, I mean, if you want
Okay.
to, so that's not really my
Okay, I'll do what you prefer. Asha.
Aisha.
Aisha. Oh my goodness. Aisha. All right. I apologize. I really do. I hate getting people's names wrong, but it's kind of like I don't know if it's genetics, but my dad never called me by the right name till I was about 14. When my brothers left the house, he always called me my older brother's name or my younger brother's name. And in our family, it wasn't a big deal. People were like, but that's not Michael. And he's like, yeah, he knows I'm talking to him. And I notice I do that a lot with people. I just gotta call people the wrong name, and it's not a big deal. So I apologize, and it's not personal. Okay, please forgive me ahead of time.
Okay.
All
Well,
right, go ahead.
I'm Aisha. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am a karate coach at my academy. I am a 3rd-degree black belt, soon to be 4th-degree black belt. And I am an e-commerce business owner and an aspiring small business HR consultant.
Awesome, cool. I recommend that maybe you and Kathy have a call after because you guys are kind of targeting the similar group, and she has a great community as well, so that you can join as well. So when you guys get a chance, you guys are both in the community. It's always good to have just a conversation to see if there's any possibilities there. All right.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Before I begin, time is running out. Just like one person, do we have anything cool to share? Like something that happened in the last week, some celebration, some step forward that you didn't have before, some completion of something. Anybody?
Yeah, this might surprise most people here. I have been in this. I'm a Jamaican man, and I've been in this country for many, many, many years. And I've been married twice, and I had 2 homes with my ex-wives. But I've just this past week, for the first time, found a loving, nurturing home that I'm enjoying, like home, like with all amenities, affordable, in a great environment. And it's really a pleasure to be home so that I can get my thoughts cleared and to be with myself, and I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. Cool. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Anybody else? All right. Okay, no problem. So what we're gonna do today, I want to talk about the 9 things. It's an open conversation. I'm gonna ask you guys to give examples or ask you questions. I want you guys to participate. We don't have that many people right now, so that means that everybody can communicate and participate. We have a lot of people out do breakout rooms, but we're just us today, so that's good. And then we can talk. I want to talk about the signs that or that you feel that you're going in your purpose. And the reason why I want to talk about this, because sometimes we're not sure. A lot of times clarity is because we're not sure and we're not 100%. Once you're like sure, like, okay, I feel like I'm doing the right thing, then the clarity usually comes, even the how, the what. But it's hard to find the what or the how if you're like, I'm not even sure if I'm doing the right thing. So you're not looking as deep because you're not sure. So I'm going to give you guys 9 tips or 9 ways that can feel. Now, they all 9 might apply to you or only few of them. the more that you can check off that box, you're like, okay, I'm on my purpose. I'm on my purpose. Okay. And if none of them really resonate for you, you're probably not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's not what is in your DNA. It could be something that other people, society's making you do. You know, at Weekend of Champions, one of my cousins came and he was like, "We're not supposed to be happy," you know, and his whole frame of life is that, you know, you're not supposed to be happy. You're supposed to just work hard and you know, and be miserable. Like almost the more miserable you are, the more honorable. And I'm like, no, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing if you're not feeling good about it at the same time. So, all right. So without further ado, now I'm gonna ask if you guys can somebody write in the chat whatever I give, like number one, and I want to write in the chat so that other people can see it if somebody forgets, or they can go back and look at it. Because you can use this checklist later as well to just go over and see how much you have of the 9 about a particular thing. Okay? That makes sense? Who's ready? Who's ready to hear them? Anybody?
I'm not quite sure I understood what you just said.
Ah, okay. Did anybody understand what I said?
Can you repeat, please?
Okay.
And what
All
you
right.
said, in regards to what we're going to be discussing,
Yes, yes.
I understood.
we're going to be yeah, I understood it. We're discussing
Okay.
the 9 signs that you are on the right life purpose.
Yes. Okay, cool. April, is that what you understood?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. So does that answer the question for you guys, Sherlock and Wilberto?
No, you said something about one and the connection with you're going to use it later. I didn't hear that. I didn't understand that. Nothing that said that I didn't hear.
I meant that if you want to write these down so that later you can also go back and look at different areas of your life and see, you know, because you might not be in the right relationship path and it might maybe in the right business path. So you can actually use this same thing to kind of check to see if you're on the right path. Okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. So number one, and someone write this in the chat, is that when you're doing this thing or when you're thinking about this thing, when you're in this thing, time flies. So number one, time flies. Now this is not the only indication, but as one of the indication. If time flies and time just goes away fast, that's a good thing. So it's not having a lot of time to do things like, man, I don't have enough time. That could be a good thing. You're not getting bored. Time flies is over before you realize it. Okay, so when you're pursuing your purpose, if you're like getting done fast, you're like getting bored, just check that. When time flies and the time is like not enough, you might think that's a bad thing, but it actually could be an indication that that is a good thing for your purpose. You're studying and it's already midnight. You're reading this thing and it's already time already. Man, it's already 11. I gotta go to sleep. You gotta force yourself to get to sleep because time is flying. I gotta wake up tomorrow early. That's a good indication. So somebody write in the chat, number one indication is that your time flies. Okay? And the work is easy. It's not like you're struggling for it. Time just flies by fast. All right. You got that? Anybody have any questions on that? Or any examples? Good. Okay. If you're looking at the clock and you're doing this thing and it feels like work, it might not be it. Okay. Number two, you feel calm. Okay, somebody write that. You feel calm. There's almost a sense of relaxation and focus at the same time. You're focused and you're relaxed. You feel calm, like a teacher that's meant to teach and she's in front of her class and she's doing her thing. There's a calmness about it, not a high level of stress. Okay, and you feel like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. You feel comfortable and you feel calm. All right? Any questions on that? Is there anything that you're doing that you feel calm? What do you feel calm when you're doing? The stuff that you're doing now, I'm just checking in real quick. Do you feel calm when you're coaching or doing a business plan or what do you feel calm about when you're doing?
I feel calm when I'm coaching, but I don't feel calm when I'm working on product development.
Got it. Related to coaching or any other related to other stuff. Okay, got it. So when you're creating the product, you don't feel so calm. Okay,
No.
go ahead, Kathy.
Sorry. Yeah, you made me think of when I'm writing up a course or inside my head and I'm writing, it reminds me of sitting on a deck about 8 years ago at a lake with my husband, and a bear came up to the balcony, up to the boardwalk there. And I was so in the zone of writing that I turned and looked at him and I went, wow, you are so beautiful. It's like a 500-pound bear. And I wasn't even thinking to be afraid. And then it's like the light bulb went on and I went, oh, I don't think I should be sitting here.
That's a great story. So before I get to past number 2, the calmness is like when you're living your purpose is a peace that you feel in your heart. Okay, it's hard to describe, but there's a peace that you feel. You can almost smile to yourself and be like, hey, this is good. You like kind of like a little smile, like almost like you're proud of yourself, a little thing in your heart. Okay, there's a focus. Okay, no, number 3 is not to feel peace. That's number 2 still. I'm still on number 2. Sorry about that. Number 1 is time flies. And thank you, April, for writing in the comments. Number 2 is you feel calm, and the peace is part of the calm that I'm talking about. Okay? So like you wake up in the morning and you feel a peace. You're focused and you feel peace. Okay? There's a focus where it's a stress focus and there's a peaceful focus. Like I got this. I'm ready to do it. That's number 2. Okay, number 3 is that money isn't the driving force. Now, money's important, but money is not the driving force. If money is the driving force, it might not be your purpose. Okay, you're drawn to the purpose of the thing that you're doing, not the money. But you should get paid because it's not appropriate to be homeless. So you should get paid, and money is important, but it's not the driving force. You're motivated by the subject, by something else. You know, and I have people who are passionate about entrepreneurship, but not necessarily the business. They're just looking for ways to make money in that business. So that business might not be their passion or their purpose. Does that make sense? If you're doing it strictly for the money, like it's a job, even if it's an entrepreneur, like you're doing it because it's an easy job or it's a job that makes a lot of money, that probably isn't necessarily your purpose. Okay, so number 3, money isn't the driving force. Now, what you guys do, are you guys doing it for money? I know money's important, but are you guys doing it necessarily for money? And I'm going to actually, I see Matthew Dennis on the call. I remember we had a coaching call a long time ago, and we're talking about your dream. And he was like, I want to get a big house and a big car, you know? And it's like, that might not be the purpose is to get a big house and a big thing. Like, let's talk about what you're gonna do and how you want to impact. And then he started talking about all these things that absolutely great, how he wants to change people's lives. And that's like, okay, now that's closer to your purpose. If you're talking about money all the time, and that's like the biggest part about it. And I know people who want to be doctors so they can make money. They want to be lawyers because they want to make money. That's not necessarily your purpose. Okay, so number 3, money isn't the driving force. All right, number 4, almost like number 2, but it's different. It feels natural. Okay, it feels natural, and I would say it should even be easy for you. And then once you get that a little bit easy, then you put your whole heart and soul into it, and you dedicate your life to it. And you say, okay, I'm gonna do this. But it naturally is a little bit easy for you. Like you're just naturally can do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, Dan, because I'm whenever I teach a workshop, I'm just into it. Like it doesn't feel like I'm speaking
Working.
at people. It feels like I'm with a group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it feels very comfortable. And just as I still talk on number 4, there are like I would say 4 types of people. I wanted to talk about that too when it comes to like chasing your dream or having your purpose. There are people who are just doers and they like doing things, and it's just natural for them to be in action all the time. Okay, they just want to do it. You tell them what to do, they just do it. They're not the planners. They're not but caring about everyone's feelings, in the group. They're the doers. Let's take action. All right, we're gonna start. Let's do it. And it just comes natural to them to be the doers. Okay. And so when they're doing something that's, let's say they're part of creating a vision, it doesn't feel natural. It's like I gotta think and say it just doesn't feel natural. And there's other people that they love ideas. They got all kind of ideas, but they don't want to take any action. The actions don't seem natural, but coming up with the great ideas seem natural. So everybody has to see. Nobody can tell you what your life purpose is because nobody can really feel what's natural to you inside of your heart. It has to feel natural. And I'm kind of like pointing to Sherlock a little bit because I know we've had a lot of talks about it. I would say I should have put this number 1 because it's gotta feel natural. If you're not a visionary, you're not a communicator, but you're maybe a manager and that feels natural for you, then that's what you need to tie that in. Instead of doing what might make more money, or what looks better, what has a better title, your purpose should feel natural to you and it should come a little bit easy. But that doesn't mean you're not going to work hard. It doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. Okay, but it comes natural and it feels easy, and it's going to get hard because you're going to put everything into it. You're going to work hard at what's easy for you. That's why Michael Jordan is the greatest. He worked really, really hard at something that came easy to him, that came naturally to him. And then you just work really hard at it. And that's really the key. But you'll know you're in your purpose. Doesn't mean that some people, I don't have to work hard at my purpose. It should come easy. Okay, it should come naturally, but then you got to work hard to get all the success around you. Okay, that makes sense? So just because you're working hard doesn't mean that it's not your purpose. And just because everything's not coming easy, okay, it should feel easy to do it. Like, or not, I don't say easy, but natural. Are you guys with me still?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. Now, number 5. Right, we're getting there. After this, I want to discuss each one of these points, and I want you guys to give me examples. I want you guys to think about your own life. Like, are you in your purpose? How many boxes can you check off on this? Does this resonate with you? Okay. Number 5 is that you gain energy by doing that thing. Okay, so you gain energy by that. I know I'm not an introvert because I heard that introverts, when they're alone, they gain energy. I gain energy when I'm around a bunch of people. If I could be tired, sleepy, a couple people show up, I got energy again. And some people, that drains their energy. When people leave, they're like, oh, I'm tired. I get tired when I'm alone. I need people. So so whatever that thing is that you're doing, whether it be coaching, whether it be writing business plans, whatever, it just gives you energy. And because you that creative energy, you want to create, you want to do something. Okay, April, number 5, gain energy. Good. Anybody have an example of something that they're doing and they gain energy from it? Who gains energy from something that they're doing?
I always feel good after a call.
Wait, say that again.
I always feel good after a coaching call.
Gain energy. Good. Anybody else?
It makes me think, Dan, when I wake up in the night and I go, that's an amazing idea. And I'm looking for the little light so I don't wake up my husband. And I'm grabbing my pen and notebook. And I got to write this down because I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, now that you reminded me, I forgot to say the last other 3 parts. So if you guys want to remember, there's the doers as their personality, there's the managers, and you got communicators, and that's the people who have a message. I think most of you guys here are the communicators because you have a message you want to communicate, and then there are the visionaries. And so I'm going back to number 4 about what feels natural for you. If it's natural for you to just do the work or manage other people, or if it's natural for you to be the face of things on Facebook, communicating something, teaching something. Roberto is definitely a communicator, in my opinion, or a visionary. If you have a vision, a dream, it's like, I'm going to create this whole thing. And so if you're in your purpose or you have your plan, but it doesn't include what you're comfortable in, you know, I have somebody who works for me. She's a communicator, but she's doing a doer's role. She has a manager that's managing her. She's doing it, but she's not the light. It's not her purpose. You can tell it's not her thing. It's just something. It's just a job she's doing. When she lights up is when she's in that communicator role, and she just got to figure out what is her purpose is, and like it's got to be included in it. Because if you're doing something that's not natural to you, you're just doing it hard. It's not gonna come close. I went back to number 4. Okay, and number 5, gain energy. There's this call on Thursdays. It's about helping other coaches build their communities. When I get off those calls, it could be late. I have so much energy. I'm like smiling. I'm like, I got this. You know, it's like I gain energy, just like Kathy was saying. So that's one indication as well that you're in the right place. When I'm sleepy, I'm like working. I'm like, I do all this stuff. I'm tired, and if I don't want to take a nap, I get on my phone and just starts texting a bunch of people in the community, and I wake up. I'm like texting people back and forth. I wake up. The sleep just goes away. I gain energy by texting with people, talking to people, having conversations. So that's an indication that you should be doing what you're doing. Okay, number 6 is that you're more willing to take risks than usual. Number 6, you're more willing to take risk than usual. Okay, what does that mean? Can somebody give me an example? What does that mean? Okay, let me explain. When you have less stress in your life, you're willing to take more risk. People that are like in a stressful situation, they don't want to take a lot of risk unless they like have to. It's like a stressful risk. But I'm talking about the good risk where you're like, let me take that risk. Okay, let's do it because you're happier. So you're doing something you're willing to lose and not feel bad. You're like, if I lose money on this, that's okay. I'll learn something. That's okay for this reason. You do not want to lose money on things you don't like that you have to do, and then you lost money on it. That just pisses everybody off. Okay, but when you are doing your purpose, you are not afraid to risk. You're not afraid to invest as much as you usually would be. Now you still have the fear there, but not as much. So if you're really, really, really tight with your pocketbook, whenever it comes to this particular thing, and you're not going to invest anything from yourself, or you're not going to take not just money risk, but even a risk with talking to people, meeting people, going out and putting yourself out there and take a risk and post something that might be a little bit risque. And you're like, I mean, post it, but it's related to your thing. You're more willing to take a risk if it's that. There's things I'm not going to post because I don't care about that thing. I'm not going to risk getting yelled at, or getting in trouble. But things that I love, I'll risk it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll risk it. It's just like being in a relationship. You're going to take a risk. If you really see that person you want, you'll take a risk because you really want that person, and you'll be more likely to take a risk. And if you feel in your gut, you don't want to take a risk with that person, that's probably not who you're supposed to be with. That's not your purpose. If you don't want to take that extra risk with that person. Can somebody give me an example so I'm not the only one talking? We're on number 6. Give me an example of an area in your life you're more willing to take risks than usual.
Usually at the time of investing, when you see that you need a tool or certain object or service in order to improve your business, perhaps you can remove all the risks associated with investing by seeing the opportunity and the benefits of obtaining that object, that tool, or that service.
Mm-hmm. The idea that it might be worth it is like more exciting than the fear of it might not work out. Like the idea of like, oh, this might actually work. I might actually get my dream. I'm getting closer. That excitement pushes you more than, I don't want to waste my money. I don't waste my time. It might not work. And that fear, I don't want to, look like a fool. I don't want to, you're risking social judgment, all that stuff. The excitement of possibly getting closer to that thing, you're more apt to do it. Go ahead, Patty.
Well, for me, it's like, even when we introduce myself, it's like putting in that this is more about for clarity of integrity versus, and I was risking speaking authentically, and just like interjecting. It's like you're about, for me, it's about the clarification is not for my own use, it's for opening up something there for the other person.
Exactly.
And risking, just saying the way I say it, that it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just like committed that they get what they're after.
Got it.
Can I say
Cool.
something?
Yes.
I've been listening to all these points, and I've been having some struggles to relate to them for the following reasons. And this may not be the right place for me to bring it up, but I just want to kind of make a contribution to how this is going for me. I really am just, I'm a 70-year-old man, and I've been in this country from Jamaica for 46 years. But before I came here to this country, I left home at age 11, and I've been on the road for the last 59 years. And I've been running. And there's a certain serenity I'm experiencing in finally finding, this is not an apartment. This feels like a home in a primordial way. I'm feeling a certain kind of ease and serenity. I can hear myself think for the first time. And so there's a sense in which I don't know who I am in a particular way. If I'm going to have some integrity to this conversation. And so I'm what I've come to see for the past couple of days is that I'm enjoying my quietude, and I am enjoying being patient in God. And I'm experiencing life in a different way, in a new way. I'm not troubled or distressed. I'm feeling more empowered. But I'm feeling that I've been flailing all along, and speaking, I've been more a conceptual participant in life than an experiential participant. I lived things through my head. I'm a philosopher, and I understand things quickly, understand the concepts, but not necessarily understand the reality of what it is. So I don't know if it's confusing you or whatever, but I'm just not relating to these points yet because I feel I have not yet come fully back home to myself in a way that I can authentically say, this is it.
Got it. Thank you for sharing that. And this is good to have the conversation to see if it relates. Now, just can I maybe get a show of hands? Is there anybody that feels like they've related to at least, we did 6, like at least 5 or 4 of these? Anybody? I can't, if people's cameras is off, but if you could raise your hand maybe, even with your camera off. I don't know. Or say, does anybody feel like they got 4 of these out of 6?
Yes.
Marjorie, okay. Anybody got 5 out of 6?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So good. And this is good, Sherlock, just that if you feel like, man, this is not really me, I don't know, then this is good for you to really think about and to say, okay, am I doing the thing? Like, because like we're talking about the risk part. Okay, that's very important because I'm gonna risk on something that I really love, that I really want to do, that I really care about. I'm gonna risk on it. Some things I don't want to risk on. When I was a basketball player, I didn't want to get hurt riding a bike, but if I get hurt playing basketball, I'm proud of it. I'm like, okay, I got hurt doing what I love. I got hurt playing baseball. How'd you hurt your ankle? I played playing basketball. I guess why I got hurt doing this. And when I got to the point, even in my own journey, when my dream was like over, like, okay, the dream could be over. I got to risk. I got to take this risk. I got to make a decision. I said, I'm going to stick to my dream. And that's when I knew actually that this is my dream. This is my purpose because I took this big risk. I took this big chance. Because you could leave your job with a big sum of money invested and lose all your money. Like, oh, I got to go back to the job or got to stay on my path. And you're like, and you stay on your path and then you're like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if it wasn't, I would have went back to work or I would have did something else. And then you just get that confidence, like, okay, I'm on that path. All right, cool. So let's go to number 7. We have 3 more. 3 more. All right, guys, we have 5. Roberto said he had 5. Roberto, let me ask you, which one out of the 6 do you not feel you resonated to? If you can elaborate on that.
I have all 6.
Okay, Roberto said he has 5. Which one did you not resonate with?
sometimes the time flies, because sometimes I feel that time goes very quickly, and sometimes I feel that I need to do something else. So um I agree, but I don't I agree with the concept, but there's something that I should be doing better. That's the indicator.
Okay. Okay, good. You might be on the path, maybe not on the exact activity. Okay, number
Yes.
7, which I like number 7, is, again, with the indication that you could be on your purpose, is luck is on your side. I know some of you guys don't believe in luck, but things happen. You can say blessings or coincidences. Things happen is like, ooh, that was luck or that was a coincidence. Things that are beyond your control happen. There's no scientific explanation for it, but it seems like you're a little bit luckier when you're living your purpose. Things just happen. You spend time doing things that you had no control over, and it just happens. Um, you know, so can anybody think of an example where they felt like that was kind of like just happened, like you met the right person? And the good thing about this is the more risk you take, like the more you're in a situation where you don't have the money, you don't have the resources, you don't have the stuff, that's when you take the risk, because if you already had everything, it wouldn't be a risk. And that's when the miracles happen, when you are kind of like, oh no. So when not having everything is like a great spot for miracles or for luck to have to come in to make it happen. But have any of you guys ever felt like you've been lucky, or like something happened that was beyond your control that you seem like, okay, God must be looking out for me because this happened and it shouldn't have met the right person at the right time. I missed my flight, and while I was waiting, and I met this guy, became a partner of life or something. Does anybody have any examples of something that you could say, wow, luck was on my side?
Yeah, happy does.
Go ahead.
Dan, when my husband had a stroke in December and I was struggling to grow my business, but he was paying for everything. Now he's been out of work the last 5 months, not out of work, but not able to work yet. And I was thinking, shoot, should I step it up and be doing something else right now? And the strata that he's worked at for the last 25 years doing renovations, they just did a collection and sent him an envelope 10 minutes before your call with checks and cash and all and cards, like must be over 30 cards in here. And that just opened up our world. So there's a blessing that we were not expecting.
Wow, wonderful. That's a great example. Anybody else have an example of when things beyond your control happened and it worked to your benefit? Like, it seemed like luck, like perfect timing. Anybody? Okay, Patty.
Well, just recently I was, they came in and said, you need to get the bank. And literally my case manager called Ride Source. And normally you just have rides that for medical expenses that are paid. And so the right person called me up and said, oh, would 12 rides a month be okay with you so you can get to the doctor and stuff like that? And then anything you lose over 12 rides a month would be like $3.50 a ride, and this is like just like it was all out of like, here's this big thing, like where's the money coming to take those rides, to do what I need to do. And all of a sudden it's gifted like Kathy, it's just like, here. And it's really was using my community. And it's like there are so many resources out there, and it was just me opening up my mouth and saying, I need this.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. And sometimes we'll notice, and actually I've noticed in my life that someone will come in my life at the right time, be of help, and I'm like, oh, this person's gonna be forever. And then they like kind of like fade out. I'm like, why are you fading out? And the person doesn't really know either. Their purpose is they in your life is probably over or now limited. You needed them at that time when you were struggling with that situation, and now they got you to the next step. So you don't have to fight with it. And so that's sometimes the miracles happen like that. Okay, so number 8, as time goes on. By the way, are you guys enjoying these? Are you guys checking the boxes? Are you guys loving these? All right, I'm loving these.
Yeah.
So number 8, and I like this one too, and some of you guys that might like this, is that you're living your purpose, you spend less money. Now I know that looks like, wait, I thought you had the risk. You spend less money. And why is because people spend buying money or overpay for things because they want to feel good a lot of times. Their mood, they buy a TV set, they're buying things, because they're trying to boost their mood or force an outcome a lot of time. When you're in your element and you're doing your thing, you don't need to buy things to feel good because the activity itself, the purpose itself, you're busy doing your thing. Like the more time I spend working, the less time I'm out in the mall shopping and buying stuff. I just don't have time because I'm so engaged in what I'm doing. But when you're not engaged in what you're doing a lot of times, then you're creating things to do to fill in your time, and you're spending money with different things, buying stuff. Well, let's do this, let's do that. Like all the ideas, oh, let's do this. You're all kind of a little bit all over the place. If you notice that when you spending a lot of money is not indication of like you're in your purpose. When you're actually into things, it's like money is not the main thing. You actually save money by being in your purpose because you're not out there buying things or overspending. You don't need things so much, okay? Because you're doing your purpose, you're working at what you're supposed to do, and you're more content. So the more content you are, the less you're going to spend on unnecessary things. Because in reality, we don't need that much. Okay, we don't need that much. You need to be doing your thing. Go ahead, Matthew. You want to say something? Oh, was that Marjorie?
No, I was agreeing with you. We've become
ahead,
very
Patty.
materialistic.
Well,
Yeah,
you're just
go
more
ahead.
focused. You're more focused too.
Yes.
It's
If
not, you're more focused. It's like, oh,
If you're more focused, you're going to spend less because you're not, even in the world of transformation, you're not buying all these programs, doing everything that comes out. You're just buying all these books, buying all this stuff, and taking all these classes, doing all these things. Okay, when you're focused, you spend less because you're more happy and you already know you got what you need already. You know that everything you really need is already inside of you. That you really like, it's already inside of me. It's not. You can be happy when people giving money or whatever, but what you need is already inside of you. When you're on your purpose, you have that peace, that sense of like, okay, I got this. Okay. All right, great. All right, the last one. Dun, 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 dun. And thank you guys for hanging in with me this whole time. These 9 things, okay, who are very true, and you can always check them, okay, and see. And I want to see at the end who has all of them, who has 9, who has 5, and just to get your thoughts on this list. Okay, number 9, you're on your purpose when you could care less about what others think. Okay, or you care less. I'm not you don't care at all, but you don't care as much what other people think about you. Okay, you're not gonna change what you're doing because of other people's opinion. And you're like, this is what I'm saying. Other people are afraid, but you're not afraid. Okay, you're engaged in your purpose. It's like Michael Jackson when he's dancing. There could be a million people in the crowd. He doesn't care. He's doing his thing. Bob Marley doing his thing. LeBron James, like these guys, Michael Jordan, they're doing their thing. It doesn't matter of the crowd, it doesn't matter who's there. People supporting, not supporting, he's doing his thing and he's engaged in his thing. And when you're in your purpose, you don't care what your family members have to say negatively. They're supporting you, great. They're not supporting you, great. I'm living in my purpose, I'm doing my thing. And you have to overcome that. And this is more of a list of when you already have an idea and you're doing you're already on a path, and then you can kind of check to see if that's what you're supposed to be doing. I know this is kind of hard if you don't know at all and you're not clear, you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing, to know if you care less. But you have to like start on a path and see if all these boxes check, or how many boxes check. If you're doing something but you're worried about what people think, that's probably not your purpose. If what people think is more important than doing the thing, then that's probably not what you're supposed to be doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If the boxes don't check, you're like, man, I can't resonate with none of these. That's fine. You keep searching, keep doing, try something else where you just feel like, okay, what people think is less, it doesn't bother me as much. And I'm gonna do it anyways. You're happy, great. You're not happy, great. I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay? So those are the 9 things. I would like to hear some opinions on, like, do you feel like you are on your right path? Do you feel like this was helpful to maybe take a second look at what you're doing? You know, let me hear some thoughts. Go ahead, Patty, and then I want to hear from some other people that have been quiet.
I was like noticing when number 2 was feeling calm, and I was saying being at peace, but it was like there's also a confidence. But I'm also seeing that in number 9 too, which is, don't really care what other people think, because there's a confidence that you have. And I literally, I could see that confidence could be in both of those 2 and 9, or it could be in all of them, really, but yeah, it's like, yeah.
Cool. Now, how many of the 9 do you feel that you can check the box off and say that you have?
All 9.
All 9. Okay.
All 9.
Beautiful. And I could have told you that because no reasons are gonna stop Patty. So she's on. No reasons are gonna stop. It's like the Wright brothers that were building the plane. They had so many bad accidents. They had, it didn't work. They would have died trying. Then nothing would have stopped them. It didn't matter about what people think. People thought they were crazy. Why are you guys, building a plane? It's never happened. You guys are nuts. And they just kept trying. They kept trying. And nothing was gonna stop them. No reasons. They got sick. They'll get better and continue. It didn't matter. Go ahead, Kathy.
Let me give you a negative example. 2 years ago, and it's the first time in 10 years. Well, I've got a cat here. It's the first time in 10 years I've had a client. She paid for half her business plan up front. We met. She was loving everything I was suggesting. And then we got to one part that she said, no, I can't do that. And I said, but all the information you're giving me, you can't stay visible and be on the internet. No, I'm not doing that. And she got so adamant. She said to me, well, maybe we're just not a good fit. Maybe you're not the right person for me. And, back in the day, 10 years ago when I started, that probably would have taken me down. I would have thought, well, how did I let her down? But I knew the steps she needed to take to create the results she told me she wanted to see. And so I just said, you're right. You're right. I think this would be better if you, and then I gave her some suggestions to move forward. Anyways, that was a story, but I just felt good about staying in my purpose.
Regardless of what she thought, you felt good in your purpose. I love it. Okay, good. Who else? We only have like 2 minutes left. Sherlock, did you get anything out of these 9 steps?
Yeah, they're all important, but as I said, I think I'm just now coming home to home. I think this is the right place to have this conversation for me. I will be addressing this perhaps later on.
Okay,
I'm feeling more calm. But yeah, it's helpful, but I'm not ready for all of that right now.
All right, Asha, did you want to say something, or did you get anything out of it?
Yeah, a lot of the things apply to me, especially not caring what others think. That's what a couple of mentors have told me. That was one of the first things that they told me before I ventured out. You can't care what other people think. That's going to be a big mind block, and it's going to stop you from doing a lot of things if you care what other people think. And so I had to let that go pretty quickly.
Wonderful. All right, cool. I hope that a lot of the other boxes as well check. And I would say if you like see like 4 not working or then you're not sure, just double check to make sure that if this is something you really want to do, are you really in your purpose? You know, if you're losing energy, if it doesn't feel natural, you know, if you're missing like 3 out of 9, if you don't have them, is like, is this really your thing? You know, do you really feel good about this? Is this really what you're supposed to be doing? You know, so that's what 7 o'clock. That's what I have for you guys today. I'm so happy you guys were here. I got to practice what I love doing, which is talking about this stuff. And I hope that I was a blessing and this was a blessing for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. And I'll see you guys next call.
Wow.
Yep.
Daniela.